Birdland Today, your daily dose of Orioles talk.
Welcome to Birdland Today for Monday, April 28th. Birdland Today is your home for sometimes daily Orioles news, notes, podcasts, and talk. The goal is daily. How it works in my life is where we find out if it's daily or not. And honestly, I've skipped for probably the past 10 days or so doing a Birdland Today where I've wanted to, but I have stopped because I don't want it to be a constant complaint session about the Orioles. The Orioles are so frustrating to watch right now. They can't hit the ball. They don't score with runners in scoring position. And here I thought we'd be complaining about the pitching staff and pitching losing games for us. And honestly, when I look over the Orioles schedule, I cannot blame the pitching on these losses because we struggle so much to score 3 runs. When I look at the last, let's look at the last about week. Let's start at April 20th. So let's go with the last 8 days. The 20th was the Rays. We lost that game 2-24. I get that we gave up 24 runs, but the offense could only put up 2 runs. Unacceptable. Then we get a Monday off. Great. We get to refresh, come in fresh on Tuesday, playing in D.C., so not much of a travel to deal with. I saw some of the boys at the Caps game Monday night, kind of relaxing. We come in Tuesday, we lose to the Nats 0-7. Then we lose to the Nats 3-4. Hey, I'm proud of the boys. They put up 3 runs. It's about what they put up on max. 24th, we did win 2-1. Again, we could only put up 2 runs. Then a day off, rain out for the Tigers. So then we get a doubleheader on Saturday where we lose 3-4. But hey, no problem. It's hard to win 2 in a doubleheader. But then we proceed to lose 2-6. So we've lost 2 in the doubleheader. And then Sunday we come around and lose 0-7. This team is now 10-17. They're on pace for like 61, 62 wins. It's completely unacceptable. This team, on paper, was supposed to be a World Series contender. We've had our rebuild season. This season, for me as a fan, this is the most disappointed Orioles season I can remember in a long time. To come out not just flat, but completely dead. And sure, there have been injuries, but mostly on our pitching staff. Colton Cowser's out. But what do we do at this point? And honestly, if you guys are following me on any other social media, you know that I set a May 1st deadline for Hyde. And I set that deadline before all of this crap. The time's up. The fact that Brandon Hyde has not been fired yet this morning as I record this at 11 a.m. is unacceptable. We were historically embarrassed on a national stage with that 24-2 loss to the Reds. It wasn't just a bad day. It was a glaring example of Hyde losing control of the team, horrible bullpen management, and an uninspired dugout. I don't know how you bounce back from that game alone without a shakeup. It's, as I said, it's unacceptable. Why have we not made a manager change yet? I know that he took us through the rebuild. And honestly, Hyde was the right guy for the rebuild. He got us through there. He got a couple winning seasons. He won Manager of the Year. But that's with no expectations. Now we've got guys and we've got expectations, and he cannot handle it. And I believe with the lineup structure and all, he has lost the clubhouse. When you put out a lineup like Brandon Hyde did yesterday on Sunday, it looks like you know you're being fired or you want to be fired if you're going to put out that lineup. Take a look at Sunday's lineup. Laureano, Henderson, Mountcastle, Urias, Sanchez, Carlson, Kerstead, Mateo, Holiday. That's the worst lineup I've seen the Orioles put up in some time. And we've got guys on our bench that are good. No Cedric Mullins. No Adley Rutschman. I just don't get it. I know O'Neill is hurt. I know Kalzer is hurt. This lineup makes no sense. This lineup is ugly. Now, you got to think about Hyde and put Hyde into perspective. We go into this season with big expectations. What else have we gone into with big expectations? The postseason. The past 2 years, we have gone into the postseason and came completely flat, ugly, look like trash. Hyde has proven that he cannot motivate this team to win when it matters, when there's expectations, when he's not playing with house money. With no expectations, Hyde is fine because we can't get mad. But right now, Hyde is pulling pitchers at 4 2/3 consistently. He pulled Suarez after 5 scoreless innings and lets the bullpen blow it. He will pinch hit and pull Jackson Holiday because of some splits or something on paper that doesn't make any sense. And it is costing us games. I know people say, well, no, it's on the players. And it's the players' fault. You can't manage it. No, he's lost the players. He does not speak like a leader when he says, I'm going to have the coaches talk to them. Or, yeah, we lost, but I saw some good things. That's not leadership. After the 24-2 loss, Hyde said he wanted the game to end quickly. That's not leadership. That's surrender. That's giving up. That means you're not even trying. What type of attitude is that presenting in your clubhouse and dugout if you're like, I just want this to end? There's no urgency in Hyde speak. There's no anger. There's no frustration. And that tone trickles down to the clubhouse. Now, what do we do about it? We fire Hyde. I find it so ridiculous that he's not fired yet. If I was in town, I would go to the game tonight just to boo the Orioles because they don't deserve your cheers. And tonight's game is the Yankees. There's going to be 10, 15, 20,000 Yankee fans in the stands anyway. It's not a fun game to come home to. You should have at least fired Brandon Hyde before tonight's game so the crowd has something to be excited about, something to put responsibility on someone else. Now, here's the other problem. We talked about this in the offseason, and it's not a problem, it's the solution. Buck Britton. Buck Britton is in this dugout. He is currently subdued because he's not the manager. He can't fill that role. But what he does is he knows this young core. He coached them all in AAA. He has relationships with them. You want a player's coach? You want a coach that can call them out? I believe that's Buck Britton. The season's not lost yet. But every day that Hyde is still in charge and putting out lineups like this and pulling pitchers early, it's getting closer to the end of this season. Now, maybe Brendan Hyde and Mike Elias have planned one more season of tanking to draft a first-round pitcher. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's time to make a move. You can't fire the players. Someone's got to be on the chopping block, and it's got to be Hyde. And if you head on over to Twitter, on Facebook, on Blue Sky, on TikTok, you will see that fans are fed up. And it's going to start affecting attendance this week. You're going to see it. Because Brandon Hyde was the right manager for the rebuild. But we're past the rebuild. This team is ready to win, and Hyde clearly is not. A change today could spark the clubhouse and save this season. That's my stance. I don't care what Hyde did in the past. It's time for him to go today. Anyway, let's go O's. I hope they put on a fight with the Yankees tonight. I better not see a lineup like I saw on Sunday night from Brandon Hyde and Mike Elias. Please just hand over control to Buck Britton. I don't care what you do to Brandon Hyde. but he has lost the clubhouse. He's lost the team. He has lost the Baltimore fan base. It's time to move on. I'll talk to you guys later.